Welcome to Husker Talk with Tommy Frazier. I'm the co-host Jimmy Shield, and as Nebraska took the field last Saturday, and I think we knew who was going to get the win. It's Nebraska won 40-7.
Right.
But the big question was, what was Tim Beck's offense going to look like? And just your general impressions right off the bat.
I'm still trying to figure out what Tim Beck offense is going to be like. You know, it's one of those deals too where they try. I think my personal opinion, they try way too much too early in the season. They need to try to find something early in the season so they can hang their hats on. So when everything else doesn't work, they know they can go back to that offense. And I just don't see what style of offense they're going to run because they ran like 4 different type of offenses.
Yeah, the one thing that stuck out to me was not being consistent with a formation, and you know that led to some. At times, they looked a little bit like the Keystone Cops. Other times, they looked like a couple plays that looked like SWAT. You could say,
right.
But I think a lot of people, most people in Nebraska who have followed this program, tend to agree with you. But we're giving them a little more time, a little more slack, as we're seeing more of an effort of a power run game.
But and that's what I like. I like them seeing it get more in two-back. But the one thing that you can't, it's hard to do is try to mix two-back offense with a one-back spread pistol-type offense that they were running. And so they need to decide this week what style of offense do they want to run. You can't run an up-tempo offense when you're not gaining any yards. You know, the up-tempo offense is when you got a defense reeling and you can get back on and put the pressure on them. You know, so we got a dog barking up in the back. You know, so it's just one of those deals to where they have to figure out what style of offense they're going to do and master that offense before they try everything else.
And people in Nebraska from, the offenses Coach Osborne ran, we're pretty familiar with when you say, option football or quarterback under center. But the pistol isn't something we're really familiar with. Explain, in a nutshell, what is the pistol offense? Because it looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of it.
Well, it's just a different version of the spread offense. The only difference is you have your quarterback as he's a fullback, and you have your tailback a little bit deeper, and he gets more downhill instead of coming more across. But it's still a version of the spread offense, and you try to disguise it because you don't know which way direction the back is going to go out of the pistol. To where in the spread offense with the back offset, there's not too many ways you can go. So I think it's just a different version, different way to line up, but it still, to me, is a spread offense.
And they also, you mentioned that, there was some quarterback under center, some diamond formation, which had some mixed results. But what were some of the things you saw that you liked?
Well, I saw that they were trying to run the ball. I thought Burkhead played pretty well. He showed me that he has the ability to make a long play. And Martinez just showed that he still has the ability to break the game open with his legs. Those are a couple of things that I do like. So I think those are things they can build on, but they have to still just figure what type of offense are we going to do? Run with this group, because they're the young offensive line. You don't want to do too much to go and make them think too much out there. And then you have still quarterback is still relatively young, but you can't say he's young still when everyone used that excuse last year. So what is he? Is he young, or is he inexperienced, or is he just not having improved? So it's all going to be on what do these coaches do to make it simple for those guys to go out there and have some success.
Yeah, with Taylor Martinez, you mentioned this is his second year starting, so you want to see that jump between first year starter to second year starter. In the past, we saw it with Jamal Lord from his first year starting to his second year starting. It was a huge jump. But he was comfortable in that type of offense. They're doing some different things in this offense, but again, if you're the quarterback, you have to be the one to carry the load. As an option quarterback, and it looks like, and again, you hit your was right on with hodgepodge. We saw a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I mentioned the pistol, but we might see the option, the triple option, which more traditional, from what you saw. If you were, kind of breaking it down, what things did you like specifically in the option game from Taylor, and some things that you think that he can work on, because this is the first time he's really ran it?
Well, I think once he had an opportunity to make a decision, he made it. But I think that the one thing that I was really displeased with was the whole group, to where the offensive line really didn't block it well, and then when they did block it well, I felt Taylor was a little bit nervous, a little bit too late pitching the ball, or he didn't attack the guy. He looked like sometimes that he'll pitch the ball where the guy can play him in the running back, to where if he attacks the guy more, then that way it forced that defense to have to commit.
Yeah, in the first half, I think the long play Burkhead ran, which some of us may know that we might not be the biggest Rex Burkhead fans, just because I tend to want that running back like Roy Halou, Brandon Jackson, who can break that long run.
Right.
But that showed the option where Burkhead had a 52-yard run because, however Taylor did it, he drew the defenders in, made a on-time pitch, and Rex was gone down the sideline for 52 yards. So that just gives us a little taste of, what we remember.
Right.
That,
right.
You don't need a superstar I-back when it's ran well, but when we come back from break, we'll get into more. The most important thing is repetition, and from what we've seen, we're not sure that is really what Nebraska's doing. Tommie will talk a little bit about the repetition when he was down in Lincoln and how integral part of the practice it was. When we come back on Husker Talk with Tommie Frazier.